Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to our monthly meeting. A big welcome today to representatives from Hamilton U3A. I'm delighted to say that they are now up and running. Early stages, but they're on the way. So we wish them every luck. Delighted to have them along at any time they care to come and see us. They're more than welcome. And hopefully in due course we will get a similar invite down to Hamilton. Okay, I hope you all had a happy Easter. It wasn't much weather-wise, but hopefully you had some time with family, something nice to eat, etc. A few announcements. First of all, a quick word about the summer outing. It's the 1st of June, okay, and the entries for the outing, tickets for the outing, are closing more or less just now. But Elizabeth and Irene still have a few places available, so if you feel that you would like to come along, have a great day out, sailing on Loch Catron, a couple of nice meals, then feel free to come along. See either Elizabeth Beaufort or Irene Hudson after the meeting. There's a deposit of £12.50 required, and the full fee is £31.45. Now that seems an awful lot. There is no allowance for any subsidy from South Lanarkshire Council. We have applied for one. We're very hopeful that we'll get one. We will not know until the committee meeting sits just before we go on the trip where we're actually getting, or how much we're getting of a subsidy. Once we know that, we'll divide it by the number of people that go on the trip, and we'll be.
I once heard on the radio, it's probably a wireless thing as well, but it's a radio, an address by W. Somerset Maugham, a novelist, to the Royal Academy dinner. He got a lot of laughs when he described taking an old band round the Royal Academy preview. He singled out two of our responses to the works on show. The first was, I may not know much about art, but I know what I like. And the second one was, what I always say is, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Now, the fact that Mom then had to say, but of course Keats had said that before her, showed how much he valued his audience. You know, I would have assumed that people at the Royal Academy dinner would have known that Keats had said that before her, you know. Anyway, now I laughed at the time, being in on the joke, you know. Pretentious? What? No way. I get a bit mixed up here actually, because this is what I've been talking about, and I'm not really by conviction a relativist. In other words, I really don't believe that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I really think that a work of art has got to have intrinsic artistic value. But having said that, and I've said before about the immediacy of it, now it has the power to grab you. One has to say that it's got to really be great, in a sense, before it does that. But then, perhaps the old lady, on reflection, knew that Keats had said that. But why shouldn't she? You always say it as well. I mean, there's nothing to stop her saying it. I'm sure it's quoted very often by people who have got greater pretensions to artistic knowledge than the old lady had. I've mentioned more than I haven't mentioned more than a fraction of the artists' works. Some that come to mind are Burns, Dickens, I mentioned Scott, Russians other than Tolstoy. Did I mention Tolstoy? I should have mentioned that if you read War and Peace, for instance, you'll find it's not so much a novel, more a way of life. And you can always skip the bits about the battles. The other kind of things that I've missed speaking about, I suppose, are the Italian Renaissance artists, and the three, in music, the three Bs, Bach, Beethoven and Brahms, Schubert, Schumann, Wagner, Mahler, Bruckner. The important thing I'd like to leave you with, actually, is that although a depth of knowledge in the arts is its own reward and is most rewarding, a great deal of pleasure can be got as an ignorance. And as I thought about a subtitle for this talk, I remembered David Niven's second volume of memoir, which was called Bring on the Empty Horses. And the incident that gave it its title was when they were making the Charge of the Light Brigade. The director was one guy called Mike Curtis, and he was Hungarian. And at one point he gave the direction, Bring on the Empty Horses, at which Errol Flynn and David Niven started to laugh uproariously. If anybody knows the book, they'll know that Curtis's rejoinder would have made a good subtitle for this talk. I'm not going to tell you what it is. The proprietor requires that I do not tell you what it is.
Has anybody any questions they'd like to ask you?
Yes, I would like to ask you a question. What do you mean by the golden age of cinema? Do you mean because of that? Yes, I would say what the